wanted to get going. We have a very special guest here. This guy went from $300 in his pocket coming to Canada as a student to the Pinnacle real estate in Vancouver in just 7 years as an agent. As a realtor starting back in 2016, he has become the #1 selling agent in the Fraser Valley Real Estate Board. Do you know how hard that is to be the #1 selling agent in the board? In just 7 years. In 2021, he sold a crazy number of homes, 365 plus homes in 1 year. That's insane. So I'm super excited today to introduce Rohit Jindal. And Rohit, you're an absolute beast in the marketplace. Really a perfect example of someone that just works extremely hard and lets the success follow. Welcome, Rohit.
I need to unmute, sir. Thank you so much, Thomas. Thank you so much for this. Thank you so much for having me over here on this pleasant morning. Thank you so much.
Our pleasure. And I wanted to go back to 2016 when you started 7 years ago. Interesting market to get your real estate license. I want you to tell us, what inspired you to actually pursue a career in real estate?
So basically, I was delivering pizzas at that time, and I met in a car accident. I got into a car accident, and then I was not supposed to go back to work because it would require a lot of driving. So I was told to sit at home for a few weeks, right? And then during the same time, one of my friends was getting his license, and I started copying him, and I got my license as well.
Amazing. So from delivering pizzas into a car accident, thank God you were safe, and then you got your real estate license from there. And kind of talk about your first few years as a real estate agent. What was that like for you?
I remember when we got the license, they called us in for orientation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Realtor orientation. Over there was an old guy, I don't remember his name though. He just said STP, that the secret to real estate is STP, see the people.
Mm-hmm.
The more people you'll see, the more people you'll talk to, the more your business will boom.
Mm-hmm.
And as a new agent, I was looking for tricks and tips, right? And I followed it, and I tried to be at every open house, right? And I tried to be go for door knocking, whatever I could, right? I would even go into a superstore and try to be talking to people, random people, right?
Yeah.
And eventually it helped a lot. That STP thing, see the people, was
Mm-hmm.
a great idea for that worked for me.
Amazing. So talk to as many people as you can. Now, in your first year, how many homes did you sell?
I think it was 19.
19. That's amazing as a new agent. Amazing.
Yeah.
And mainly through door knocking, open houses.
Yes. The only thing is that at that time, the market was busy, right? Mm-hmm. So being a new agent, not everybody wanted to list their home with me. So I opted to work as a buyer's agent, then the listing agent. And even if they were some of the people that I knew,
yeah,
they wanted to give me a listing, but at a very discounted rate, which I didn't wanted to work on. So I chose to be a buyer's agent in the beginning.
Okay, so started as a buyer's agent. Now, do you have an ideal client that you love working with? Or buyer, seller, or do you just like to work with anyone possible?
So basically, I think each client comes with their own story, right? If you read the story well, if you understand the situation well, the circumstances well, I think all clients can be dealt, right? Mm-hmm. And sometimes, if you think that some clients are not worth working with, it's good to fire them. That's what I would say.
So you've fired clients before?
I do all the time till date, because your time is very valuable as an agent. You need to think that, which client you want to work with and which not. And you can always, I have a team, sometimes I can refer to them, or I can let those clients go if I don't see them on the same page.
Okay, that makes sense. Absolutely. Your time is extremely valuable.
You cannot be working with all the clients. You have to pick and choose.
Okay, amazing. And let's go back a couple of years ago, 2021. What does it take to sell 365 homes a year? And how did you grow your business to that level?
The only thing is that I haven't advertised myself much at all, right? Yeah. So we are all about word of mouth. So most of our business would come from past clients referrals, right? So we were maintaining the book of the clients, right? We were always making sure that we have a book of clients, and we were letting them know what the market is doing and how people at that time were making decent money on their investments. Like say, somebody bought a few months ago for $1 million, he could flip it easily for 1.2, 1.3. So that kind of market was there, right? So we were talking to our clients and sharing with them that this is what's happening. And eventually, because there was so much money to be made, everybody made a move.
Mhm.
So most of our first time buyers became a second or third buyer by
Okay.
now, right? Because we were working since 2016. So most of the clients we flipped it. And when their friends and family noticed that they are their friends are making more money now, so they started coming to us. So eventually that was the thing that was bringing in. And the diary is the biggest thing. I always keep my weekly planner with me. I'll share it with you guys. Let me pull it out. So I make sure that I write my diary very often, right?
Mhm.
So this is the key, and our brain can remember so many things only, right? So if you keep taking the notes to whosoever called, right, on your weekly planner, and I've been doing this from last 4 or 5 years now. This diary has helped me a lot. Like the thing that came from my brain, I would just go back and pick it from there and get those things done. That's
Okay. And do you upload your notes in your diary up to like a CRM or a computer system, or do you just keep it all in a book?
all on the book. I'm an old school guy that way. Like I'm not too tech friendly, I would say, right? So I'm an old school, yeah.
That's awesome. I'd be carrying that book with two security guards around me if I had that, right?
That's true, actually. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Amazing. And how many hours a day, do you work, and how many days a week are you working?
So basically, in the beginning, when the team wasn't formed yet, I was by myself. So at that time, I was working more. I was like, maybe you could say 10, 12 hours, or sometimes even more than that.
Yeah.
And the eventually, when the team, we built a team, right? So the responsibilities were given forward to them, right? So it reduced my stress that way. So I could, because I have a growing family as well. I've got one kid that's 3 years old and the other one is 1 year old. They required a lot of my time, right? So I would say now my work hours have been reduced significantly. I would say maybe 5 days, 8 hours. That's it, not more.
Amazing. 40 hours a week. It's family is very important.
Oh yes,
Um, so,
100%, hundred
so
percent.
as you grew your team and obviously you had your family, what systems did you implement to go from just yourself as an agent to a team to make sure that your clients were still getting the best service?
So as I told you that if in the first year it was just 19 clients, and the
Yeah.
second year the database was building and building, right?
Mhm.
And I was looking for help. So I was always the trick and tip that worked for me forming the team. I have around 35 agents by now, right?
Mhm.
So we work together as a team, right? But again, most of them I started as a UA. So I'll bring in people as a UA, right, and see if they can be grown as a realtor, and then
Okay.
eventually I will grow them as a realtor. So that way, in UA you could see that this realtor will work or not work, and how loyal they are, how honest they are. So I would get decent period to look at their how they do the things, right? And eventually I'll get them on the board as a realtor, and at the same time, I'll tell them that okay, it's a time to you're doing good, it's a time to get your license. Let's apply for your license. So it was it's a slower process, but I think it has worked out really well for me. The
Okay.
process.
So they start out as an unlicensed assistant. You
Yes,
see if they can make the cut, and then you get them licensed, and then they get right into buying and
that's
selling.
true. That's true. So basically, uh, there were some of my friends and family that were like when I was living pizzas, they were with me at that time. Most of them are from my past friends and family. Actually, friends. I don't have family in Canada much, so friends. So when I was living pizzas, we had a small group of people that we used to hang out with. When my business took off, I brought all of them with me. So most
Mhm.
of them with me, right? And at that time, they were making around $3,000 to $4,000 working for Best Buy, and now they're making around $500,000 a year in
Amazing.
commissions. So that's
Amazing.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's awesome. And what sets your team apart from other realtors in the market? How do you utilize your unique skills to benefit your clients?
So basically, most of the people that are with us, they already have a sales background. So either Best Buy and something like that is already there, Apple Store, Future Shop, right? So all those people mostly are picked up, right? So that they already have that level of working, right? They know how it goes in sales. So it was easier for me to polish them. That's what I can say. And then the customer service was really good, and we would always focus more on customer service,
Mhm.
and that's why we worked in teams. So if being a single agent, if you're working, it's very hard to deal with 4 or 5 clients at the same time. But if you're having a team of 3 agents working in one team and serving maybe 10 to 15 clients, it's still doable because one will take care of the admin, the other one will take care of the showings. So we made a cluster of it that would work really well for the agents and the clients both.
Okay, amazing. And you mentioned a comment there on sales. How important is sales skills and customer service becoming a top realtor?
See, becoming a top realtor, if you want to do business one time, you cannot become a top realtor, because I
Mhm.
was Greater Vancouver's #1 agent last year. This year, I moved to Fraser Valley again. I was #1 this year. So you have to make sure that the client service is there to keep bringing their business back to you. There have been clients that we have closed around 6 to 7 deals in with one client in this all 7 years, right?
Mhm.
So if they are not with me, I cannot do it, because I need their loyalty with me, right? If their continuous business is there, and that would come again from the way you asked the question, that it has to client service is very important, right? You
Okay.
have to make sure that you're delivering them the top service.
Now, after you close the deal, to say close this, 2 months ago, what is your follow-up plan with that client?
So basically, the way we do it, that we sometimes if you're bugging them too much on their anniversary and all that, so it could be sometimes too much.
Yeah.
So what we do is that we have their home anniversary. So the day we deliver them the keys, right? We would have some kind of gift go in and on that day to them and remind them that we were their agents, and a possession picture would go with it, so that it just reminding them that we were their agent at the last time and they want to be still in business with us. So home anniversary is what we do in that case. So
Okay.
mostly once a year, and
Yeah.
then eventually we will talk on the Christmas and stuff like that. We'll stay in touch. We'll hand out Christmas gifts and little small things, right? But not a lot.
Not
That
a lot.
not that they feel pressure or bothered too much, right? But again, we will not leave the connection, but in a decent way,
Yeah.
at a distance way.
Okay. And do you do monthly emails or anything like that?
As I told you, I'm not too good in technology, right? I really want to get on it. Like, I'm working on some things as well, but not at this moment. Yeah.
Yeah. So what you're saying is you don't need to be tech savvy to sell homes. You just need to work hard and talk to people.
Well, if I become, then I can do $1 billion sales. I should.
Yeah.
My
Exactly.
goal is to touch a $1 billion sale, and if I use those tools, I'm pretty sure that it will 10x my business for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So over the past, 7 years, what would you say your top 3 lead sources? Obviously, your past clients and referrals is number one. Do you have any other strong lead sources in there?
No, not
No.
really, not really.
No
But
advertising, no expireds, nothing like that.
no.
Yeah.
Like,
Wow.
we have been so busy otherwise that we didn't get time for that.
Mhm.
And if we do, actually, it will help our business a lot. It's a great, those tools are really great. I've seen people, and even advertising, if you're at there was a time when you would put $10 into Facebook and it will return back as $100, right?
Yeah,
We all had that time, but I missed that opportunity, I would say.
absolutely. Yeah, you just strictly hard work and talking to people.
Yes.
What advice would you give to an agent to help them be successful?
STP, the best advice I got so far is STP, see the people, talk to the people, right? Remember how we met at the first time and we built the connection,
Mhm.
right? We just met maybe in person once or twice, right? And we still have a very strong connection. We would always talk to each other, right? And we met at that party once, right? And it's all about building the relationships, I would say, right? That building the relationship right, and making sure that it's not just a business. A relationship is not just business, but other than business as well. Like, we never knew that we would be doing this talk show together or something like that, right?
Yeah,
And you were nice to me, I was nice to you, and we built a beautiful relationship. That's it.
absolutely. Relationship. Now, I wanted to kind of touch on that. Relationships with other realtors, is that important?
100%, 100%, because we are cooperating agents. We need them all the time, right? Either we are working with their listing, or they are working, or we are working with their buyers. So definitely, you can do business in this business. I don't see any competition. I don't see
Mhm.
any competition. We are all working in one direction, I would say.
Absolutely. Yeah, no competition, all working in one direction.
Yeah.
What mistakes do you find most agents make when they're growing their business?
The only thing is that people usually move their business from, I understand they're moving from job or somewhere else, right? So the moment they do their business, they stop working for at least 8 hours a day, I would say. They start taking things for granted a bit, right? That, okay, nobody's watching us, we can do this later, right? And I see that that laziness, I would say, it could be laziness or it could be comfort level. They come in their comfort level very soon. I don't say that they come in the comfort level very soon. It's up to everybody's needs and requirements, what they want from life. If they think that they have had that pinnacle, they're more than welcome to do that. But if they don't complain that they're not getting enough business, it's, they're complaining that they're not getting enough business is because they're not putting in enough. They're as their own business, as a business owner, you have to put even extra mile compared to your employee. You have to work even harder than your employee in your own business, and especially in the first few years of your business.
Absolutely. Yeah, you gotta work hard, right? And
Yes.
wanted to kind of touch on a few things you said a couple questions ago. Where do you see the real estate market going over the next couple of years? And how do you feel like this is going to change for realtors?
Well, the only thing is that real estate business will always be booming, I would say, especially in Vancouver area where we live, right? Why I'm saying that, we are already having scarcity of land here and so many immigrants coming, and so much development going on, and all this development is not that there's no need for it. There is definitely high demand. Today also, if a building comes up at $1,000 square feet, it will sell fast, right? So I would say that real estate market, I would say for next 4 or 5 years it will keep booming. Interest rates do play a big role for sure, right? But again, if you see a lot of layoffs these days, I would say that people have become so smart that they can still run their families. They won't go on EI very soon, I would say. And they have all the ways of online drop shipping business, Uber. Everybody have found a way to keep running their household expenses, I would say.
Yeah.
And people are smart enough, even if they get laid off from job, they can still run their families, I would say.
So let's speak a little bit about that. With talks of a recession, talks of interest rates. Interest rates went up 9 times in the past year. A lot of buyers you've been showing homes to, they were concerned, and a lot of sellers are concerned about the marketplace. How do you still ensure that your buyers still buying a property, and how do you sell them on this is the right decision for them today?
The only thing is that you got to show them the difference in price, right? That, okay, yes, you're absolutely right that the rates were 2% at that time, and right now it's around 5.5 or 6, right? But at the same time, you've got to compare how much you're giving in the dollar value, right? That what impact it has to you, it changes in your, what impact does it make to you in dollars, in real dollars, right? So once you analyze those situations, I think they're pretty much they pretty much agree with us that they're still getting a better deal, because the market had dropped by 30%, roughly around 30%. If the house was worth, let's say, 1.5, it's easily you could get the same house for 1.2. So 300,000 is a big difference. And if you can show them that direction, they make up their mind. Yes, it's a right call to buy a house right now. Once the interest rate will drop, the prices will go back again there, and they will have an opportunity to make money again.
Absolutely. So on the buy side, you're showing them that, hey, you're saving money in the purchase price by quite a bit, 30%, like you said, even though interest rates went up 5 or 6%. So it's financially responsible for them to buy. That's
right. And we live in a country where we have, in the past, there was 21% interest rate as well. If you talk in 80s, 90s, right? People were paying 21% of mortgage interest too, right? So if you show them that, this, even at that time, people bought their houses and still made 10 times their money. So if you're going in that direction, I'm pretty sure that you'll be doing fine on your investment. Absolutely. And sellers, let's kind of pivot from buyers to sellers. What are you doing to convince sellers to sell today? So again, the same thing, right? That what are you selling for, and what are you buying for? As I think somebody who's selling and buying, the game is very easy for them, because they were selling for higher price and then buying for higher price too. But as of now, they're selling for less price, but they're buying for less price too. So it doesn't change much for them. I would say that it's pretty much same for them. That's what I realized, that if somebody was selling a $1.5 million house and moving into $2.5 million house, the same house has dropped to 1.2, and that same house has dropped to 1.8. The one they are supposed to buy, that is dropped to 1.8. The one they're selling is dropped to 1.2. So the difference is almost actually in their benefit, I would say. In their benefit, yeah, because they're buying at a compressed market value, right? Because luxury markets drop the most, right? Luxury markets drop the most. If something was 2.5, they have actually come to 1.8 with the higher interest, because the mortgage amount goes so much high, like 10,000. Roughly around $6,000 a million these days. So let's say if their mortgage would around be 12,000, so luxury home prices have dropped significantly, and it was hard for the builders to hold on to them, so they had to let it go, some of them. Absolutely, yeah, that definitely makes sense. Yeah. Now you have a family, Yes.
Obviously young family. How do
Yeah.
you maintain a work-life balance while juggling? Obviously, real estate has crazy demands, your clients, your buyers, your sellers, and obviously the busy real estate market. How do you manage a work-life balance?
So you know what, in our business, it's very hard to say that I will be home by 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. It's very hard to say that, because something or the other will pop up. Some buyer's appointment or seller's appointment will pop up and you'll have to change it. And your wife can get super mad for that, right? Because they have expected you by that time home, that they'll be getting a help from you with for the kids, and or you'll be going out with them, right? So that way, I what I did is that now we have more vacations, I would say. I
Mhm.
would every 2 to 3 months we'll go for one vacation. So our number of vacations have gone good, have gone up in significantly, right? And now with the kids, I try to take her not to just on a road trip or something. We try to go to the resorts where she can have enjoy the luxury, and she can feel it that if I'm putting that hard work in there, what kind of luxury she gets to enjoy after that.
That's amazing. When you go on vacation, do you bring your phone with you or do you shut it off?
Uh, you know what? I do call forwarding to my assistant sometimes, and sometimes when I have to keep it on, I have to keep it on. But
Yeah,
in real estate, I don't know that we can do the phone turn off. I don't think so.
it's
Yeah,
tough, right?
yeah, it's tough. It's tough, and especially if you're doing volume, it's very difficult because some of your clients, they could get seriously like if there's a deal going on, you have to be on it, right? Yeah,
Absolutely. I always find whenever it's slow in real estate, I just tell my wife, let's go on vacation. Because
that's
when you go
true.
on
That's true.
vacation, the minute you hit the road and you're on that airplane, it's when everything kind of blows up, right?
That's true. And and it gives you lot of peace at your mind as well. If you take smaller vacations, like four
Yeah.
5 days after every 2 to 3 months, your brain is refreshed again and you want to work again, because it's otherwise life becomes so monotonous that you're just heading in one direction. And especially when you have hit that what you wanted. Let's say you wanted to hit number one. Now, if you have hit it twice, thrice, I was with Keller Williams, I was number one agent for years. With EXP, I was the world number one agent for years, right? So at the end of the day, it doesn't give you any pleasure now, like to be called that, oh, you're the number one agent. It doesn't give you any pleasure. But having the luxury to have more vacation with your family gives you more
Mhm.
fun, I would say. And the relationship you build with your family on those vacations is still it's very worth it. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, very well said. I really agree with that.
Yeah.
I got one more question for you. At what point, did you decide to hire an assistant? Because you did 19 your first year. Did you hire your assistant right away?
Yes, I did
Yeah.
actually, because as so either you could be a good salesperson or you could be good at admin level. I haven't seen much people that are good at both, I would say, you know. So I was good at sales, but my admin level was not too good, I would say, right? So I introduced somebody at an admin level, and then I saw that that guy was picking up really fast from me, and he wanted to grow. So I offered him to get his license, and then he took his license, and so on and on. So I kept every time I would have two UAs with me. I'll make sure that they get their license within first 3 to 6 months, right?
Yeah.
And another UA will come, another UA will come. So that's how I grew my team.
Amazing. And it just grows from there. And can you walk us through your daily schedule now as a team lead and obviously a very successful realtor?
So basically, my roles have changed a lot from last 1 year, from the time I've opened my brokerage. Right, earlier it was mostly clients and team, but now I look at the operation side of the business too. So now it's morely I first few hours of the up till noon, like 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. 12 p.m. I would be looking at the brokerage side of the business,
Hmm.
admin side of the business, how things are going on, if other agents doing well, and then 2 3 hours. Then I will have meeting with the other teams, and now we have around four teams in our group, right,
Yeah,
in our brokerage. So I'll be talking to team leads and the other agents, how are they doing and what support they are looking for. And then 4 to 6, 4 to 7, I would look at my business. So
your
it's
business.
just, now I have three. I've divided into three ways now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
amazing. Well,
yeah.
you've done a really good job, and congrats on being number one in the Fraser Valley. I really appreciate your time today, guys. We got 2 minutes left here. Does anyone have any questions before we end this call? Amazing. So if you want to reach out to Rohit, he's in the Fraser Valley, amazing agent. So if you have any referrals for him, or if you just want to, pick up the phone, call him and get some advice, he's a great guy to touch base with, right? He's always personable. He'll answer your phone right away, and reach out to top agents, mirror agents like Rohit's business if you really want to grow. Rohit, we really appreciate your time today. Thank you so much. I hope you crush it this year and make sure you
My
take
pleasure,
extra
Thomas.
vacations.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Thank you so much.
Awesome.
Thank you so much for giving an opportunity to speak to such wonderful people.
Awesome. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.